most kids, Christmas break means a full week of play. You know, playing with toys, family, and even friends. But for my family, it means building houses. Every year, my family has the opportunity to travel to Agua Prieta, Mexico, with about 20 to 30 other people, with the goal of building 2 houses that will eventually become homes for people to live in, create memories, and grow old in. We don't choose the families that get to live in these houses. It's our job to get the houses built. When I tell people I'm spending my Christmas break in Mexico, they probably picture tropical villas, lining the ocean, banquet tables piled high with every type of Mexican specialty. And of course, those fruity drinks with the umbrellas. Let me be clear. This is no destination resort on the Mexican coastline. There are no palm trees, crystal blue oceans, or twinkling swimming pools. In this part of Mexico, it's cold, windy, and dusty. People travel on dirt roads that kick up a fine powder that drifts under doorsteps, swirls through window frames, and goes into unprotected eyes. Garbage fills grassless yards where stray dogs wander, searching for an unexpected treat. People walk or ride bikes, always searching for something they could burn to heat their homes with. And the frequent sewer smells pushed invisibly through the air serve as a constant reminder how lucky we are to live in America. The group of builders is mostly made up of families like mine, volunteers that give their time and make financial donations to have this experience. We usually stay at a roadhouse, which is a local women's shelter, but this year we stayed at a Catholic church. The group stays in a single large bedroom, and everyone takes a turn in the bathroom. This can be challenging because there's not a ton of privacy. We do, however, get to know the families we travel with very well, and I do make a lot of new friends. The community of Agua Prieta is always welcoming, and some people are confused about where our group comes down. We build our houses in the more rural areas of town, and many in the community drive by to see what our project is doing. When we arrive on property and the foundation is poured, it's basically a square. Instead of waiting around, I usually start digging the trenches for the sewer lines. When I dig, I'm using a shovel. No fancy trenchers to walk behind here. Shoveling is misleading. In my mind, I see the shovel going into the dirt and coming out with these. What I don't expect is the extra effort and just to get a few more inches of dirt. So then I realized that my 18-inch deep and 48-inch long trench is going to take much longer than I could have imagined. Stuart Smith is the builder and a pretty cool guy. He and his wife Carol started Smiles Abroad Foundation. They've been building houses in Mexico since 2006. Once Stuart has the foundation squared, floor joists measured 2 by 10 are laid across the concrete to start the floor. So all we can do but wait until it's time to put down the plywood that will become a floor. Once the first sheet of plywood is laid, pretty much everybody is ready to hammer. Tap, 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 tap. Hammering a nail is an art that requires skill and force. I watched Stuart tap the nail to get it into place, and then with 2 major blows, the nail is set. After witnessing the skill, I'm going to do it just like him. I nicknamed him Stu per man when I was 7 and have stuck with him ever since. We're fortunate today to have Stuart with us, so if he would just raise his hand or stand up. I soon realized that if you don't hit the nail square, the force will bend the nail, and I have to start over or spend more time correcting it. I repeat this process again and again. Finally, once the floors are done, we move on beginning framing the exterior walls. Tap, 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 tap. Now I become part of a powerful team hoisting the exterior walls to prepare for the trusses. Every piece of the truss is built by hand. There are no computers to calculate how many we need, or no calculators, geometry required to make sure the roof is pitched right. Those are calculated on site. Tap, 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 tap. Trusses are framed with 2x4s and connected with 14 gussets, all cut by hand. This process is repeated 20 times before we move on to the roof. Workers carry stacks of shingles up the ladder and begin laying the shingles. Tap, 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 tap. The interior walls are built and the sheetrock is put into place. Tap, 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 tap. Only then do we get a break from hammering to paint the exterior. As one of the older kids, I get put in charge of painting and helping the younger kids. My specific job is the exterior trim. Long trim pieces are laid down so that we can spread out and each take a section. Just like most of the jobs, it is very boring at first. I mean, very exciting at first. But eventually, everyone gets bored. I do my best to keep the younger kids entertained by making up stories, singing songs, and I really try to make it fun. But I still have to go back and add additional coats to the area that the kids lost focus on. By the time we're finished, there may be as much paint on us as on the house. We're all kids after all. Once the trim is finished, I help hang each of the pieces on the house. Tap, 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 tap. One time I asked Stuart why we don't use the tools common for building American houses. A pneumatic nail gun that will set a nail with a pull of a trigger, a screw gun that quickly secures a piece of sheetrock to a wall, a paint sprayer that will cover an area of paint in one application and in half the time, or roof trusses already fabricated and delivered with a large crane. But Stuart just says, "Ha-ha! Building character, not just houses." I'm building character when I stay focused on shoveling a trench. I'm building character as I teach myself the best way to drive a nail. And I'm building character while I patiently watch a younger kid learn how to paint. And I'm building character as I learn to make friends with kids that don't speak the same language as me. I'm building character as I learn to work together with strangers that become my friends. But most of all, I'm building character as I watch the keys being handed over to a family that never even dreamed they would own a home. My hope is that we've given them a nice, warm, safe place where they can focus on building their character too. Thank you.